All right, Shalom. This is the brothers from GMS Louisiana Saints, the New Orleans camp, with another lesson. But before we get started, as always, we're going to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who ruled and teach well. And peace and salutations to you, sincere Akim out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure until the end. And we're just going to get straight into it with Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 3.
This is Ecclesiastes 12 and 3. It says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble.
And those keepers of the house are these different economists and people on Wall Street that watch the stock market, the NASDAQ, the S&P 500, et cetera, et cetera. And these people are trembling right now because they're looking at what the pandemic lockdown has done to the U.S. economy. You got many businesses going out, people going on to unemployment, people in a state of shock and misery, et cetera, et cetera. And even before the pandemic hit, the U.S. economy and the global economy at large was already on the verge of collapse, and it's only going to get worse. Hey, you're hearing a lot of information come out comparing the downturn we're in right now as the new Great Depression. Well, hey, best believe this is going to be the greatest depression to come, the final depression.
That's right. It says, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few.
And we know that grinders are workers, as Jake always says, I'm on my grind. It says the grinders cease because they are few. Hey, because there's not going to be a lot of jobs out here very soon. And hey, again, when this lockdown started, you started to see a lot of people lose their jobs and a lot of businesses go out.
I went into that word grinder, say that being their employment.
Hey, that being their employment. Hey, cease. The grinders cease because they are few, because their employment is ceasing.
That's right. It says, and those that look out of the window be darkened.
Hey, a lot of people depressed out here because they're having to get on unemployment, live paycheck to paycheck, and in some instances not being able to pay anything.
That's right.
Looking at evictions, getting kicked out of their houses, looking at themselves and their children starving, reverting to shoplifting, etc., etc. Not seeing a future in this place, only lamentations, mournings, and woe.
True. It says, and the doors shall be shut in the streets.
Hey, the doors shall be shut in the streets, the doors of these different businesses out here.
When the sound of the grinder is low.
The sound of the grinding or working is low.
Yeah. When the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird.
Hey, people waking up early to try to find a new job, but their prospects are looking slim because the doors are being shut in the streets.
True. It says, and the daughters of music shall be brought low.
Hey, all this music out here being garbage. But we started it off with Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 3 to 4 to preface this article we're about to go into in the economiccollapseblog.com titled 48% of U.S. small businesses fear that they may be forced to shut down permanently soon. Hey, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding or working is low. So as we'll see in this article, hey, 48% of U.S. small business owners fear that they're about to go out permanently. And best believe it's going to be worse than that as these second lockdowns hit and this economic collapse speeds up.
That's right. And about to start reading it. It says, what would the United States look like if we lost half of our small businesses? The reason I ask that question is because approximately half of all the small business owners in the entire country believe that they may soon be forced to close down for good. Not even during the Great Depression of the 1930s did we see anything like this.
Hey, like we said earlier in the video, hey, this economic depression that's coming, hey, which we're already in the midst of, is going to be worse than the Great Depression. It's going to be the greatest and final depression.
It says the big corporate giants with extremely deep pockets will be able to easily weather another round of lockdown. But the countless small businesses, this is literally a matter of life and death.
And best believe that a lot of this is all by design. that fourth industrial revolution, the Great Reset, as it just said, these mega corporations like your Walmarts, your McDonald's, your Taco Bells, your Targets are going to be able to weather it because they're locking hand in hand with the elites to wipe out the small businesses and consolidate everything into a monopoly, a future where people only go to a few major things and there's no other competition out there.
Right.
And whatever the great powers dictate, that's what you're going to have to follow. The Great Reset. And eventually, hey, well, we're already in the midst of the vaccine getting distributed. And it's ultimately going to culminate in that microchip where everybody's going to have to get it to be able to function in society.
That's right. It says every day we are seeing new restrictions being implemented somewhere in the nation. And the politicians that are doing this are killing the hopes and dreams of countless small business owners. According to a recent alignable, my fault.
A lignable survey.
A lignable survey, 48% of the U.S. small business owners fear that they could be forced to shut down permanently in the very near future.
Hey, and as we just read in Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 3 through 4, we know that a lot of these businesses are going to go out and people are going to be out on the streets. Hey, these government benefits are about to end. Those eviction moratoriums are about to end. So it's all culminating into a very bad time to come. Desperate people out here, homeless, hungry, etc., etc.
It says based on this week's alignable fourth quarter revenue polls of 9,201 small business owners, 48% could shut down permanently before year's end.
Damn.
That's really close. And this article was posted on the 10th. So if it was posted on the 10th, and they say when the year's end, this only been out for 5 days, 6 days, and the year's only 15 days left.
Con.
It says, in fact, this number jumped from 42% just 2 months ago. Yeah, we can turn it a little bit. It's a lock here. There we go. It says, in fact, this number jumped from 42% just 2 months ago, demonstrating how severe factors have convoyed to devastate small businesses. C-19 resurgence, forced government reclosure, elevated customer fear, and a surge in online shopping at Amazon and other national e-commerce giants.
And we're seeing a lot of states around the country start to reenact lockdown measures, and in some places it's even more strict than it previously was. So it's really going to give a stranglehold to these businesses that were just barely able to stay afloat during the first lockdowns.
Mm-hmm. It said when a small business with only a few employees closes down forever, it never makes any national headlines. It doesn't. But the truth is that small businesses are the heart and soul of our economy, and we are losing more of them with each passing day. Here are some quotes from actual small business owners that took part in the alignable survey. C-19 has raised its ugly head again. I'm a caterer and I've had no work in November, and my clients are canceling for December. This is so sad. I have worked so hard to build my business the last 14 years. My business has gone from a half a million to not even 200,000. This is devastating for any business. C-19 closing are killing this country. My business is on hold. No art walks or gallery openings, and I can't even open my studio. Everything's online.
Hey, back in Ecclesiastes 12 verse 3, and the grinders or the workers cease because they are few. People who want to work and have businesses are going out because their businesses are getting shut down and they got no other means to make money.
That's right. It says, because therapeutic massages is so up close and personal, I have only come back to about 40% of my previous clientele. I am afraid that the governor will shut us down again which will be the end of my business. I also believe the ruling elite does not care about small businesses.
And they don't. Again, like we said earlier, it's all by design, bringing about that great reset.
Right. It says, how would you feel if you spent years putting everything you had into a small business in order to make it successful, only to have politicians come along and completely destroy it?
Hey, and those that look out of the windows be darkened, saying that there's no future left in this country.
That's right.
And a while ago, me and this brother did a video on how there's been an uptick in suicidal thoughts among Americans,
Yes, yes.
drug and substance abuse, etc., etc.
It's only going to help it.
And I recently read another article which was an update on those statistics, and it's gotten even worse.
Right.
It's even getting to the point that over in the UK, you've got kids in elementary school having suicidal thoughts now and massive bouts of depression.
That's right. It says, and every time a small business has to let workers go, it just makes unemployment crisis in this country even worse. On Thursday, we learned that at least 853,000 Americans filed new claims for unemployment benefits last week. First time claims for unemployment insurance total 853,000, an increase from the upwardly revised 716,000, a total a week before. The Labor Department reported Thursday economists surveyed by Dow Jones had been expecting 730,000. I have been warning that the new lockdown would make the numbers worse, and that is precisely what is happening.
Let me see it real quick. The point I might want to make.
No, but it just going into the article, man. It just gives us a very good, keen understanding on what's going on in this country, man, and how things are being formulated. If people happen to get unemployment, it's just gonna mean that this country is going way and more into a recession or a depression as much as possible, man. And what's going to bring it out of it? Nothing.
But hey, as I said, first time claims for unemployment insurance totaled 853,000, an increase from the upwardly revised 716 total a week before. The Labor Department reported Thursday. Economists surveyed by Dow Jones had been expecting 730,000. So hey, it exceeded what the economists originally expected, which again goes back to that Ecclesiastes 12:3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble. Hey, these numbers are worse than anything that they originally expected. They may have estimated that things may have been getting better, but it's only increasingly getting worse.
Yeah, like it said right here. And one expert that was interviewed by CNBC said that this is just the beginning. It said he says it looks like the unemployment losses are starting to stack up for the economy. It's not going to be a good month, said Chris Ruppke, chief financial economist at MUFG Union Bank.
A chief economist at a MUFG Union Bank, again, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble.
Yes. It said you're starting the first week of the month on a bad note, and it's probably going to be all down here from here. It looks like the lockdown are intensifying. It's closer to reality for those forecasters that look for the economy to go negative in the first quarter.
Damn, go negative.
That's right. It says it is also important to remember that there are many Americans that have been unemployed for so long that they are no longer eligible to receive benefits.
Hey, people that are unemployed and been living off of benefits can't even get them anymore. And it's only going to, again, get worse as these benefits get taken down even more and more, and those eviction moratoriums get taken out of the way. So people that can't pay their evictions get kicked out onto the streets.
Yep.
And hey, it's so bad that in some instances, like, just because you got a moratorium on paying evictions doesn't mean you don't have to pay it. Every month you didn't pay gets expounded upon to be one total sum.
Yeah. It says for 6 months, she received unemployment benefits. Yeah, just make it sure. Okay. It says, my fault, one of those long-term unemployment workers is 35-year-old Sarah Grom. It says, for 6 months, she received unemployment benefits from the government, but those payments shrunk as the program wound down this summer. Since October, she's received nothing. I don't know what I'm going to do financially, she says. I'm applying to jobs, and I've probably applied to over 100 at this point, and I've had one interview.
Hey, she's applied for 100 jobs, but only's gotten one interview. That should be a clear indicator right there about how bad things are. Hey, again, back in Ecclesiastes 12, verse 4, when the sound of the grinding is low, and they shall rise up at the voice of the word. Mm-hmm. Hey, the sound of the grinding is low. I applied for 100 interviews, but only got a response to one.
Yeah.
The working is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird. Again, waking up early, trying to go to Indeed.com, any of these other places to try to find a job, but it's nil out there.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you're not getting your unemployment benefits anymore, or you're just about to lose them. Your eviction moratorium's about to end. There's coming food shortages, second lockdowns, a mass uptick in suicidal thoughts and substance abuse, etc., etc. You can clearly see that Babylon's shutting down, and is about to be the point where it'll be permanently shut down.
About to be finished. It says, it's scary, she said. I don't know what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. What do you say to someone in her position?
Hey, you just tell her that nothing but lamentations, mourning, and woe is coming.
That's right.
Because through these laws, through the scriptures of the Most High, we know exactly how things are going to play out. And there's no light at the end of the tunnel for you people out here. 2/3 of the nation of Israel who are wicked and refuse to return unto their power, and especially you heathen nations. You've got no hope.
And if you think, my fault.
Oh, you got it.
And if you think the vaccine, if you think the vaccines is going to help the economy flourish and surge again, you have everything totally messed up in your mind, man. This place is finished, man. It's no shot. No Frankenstein shot is going to help you overcome this mass position that the economy has been put in, man. It ain't.
Hey, all these bad times you're seeing right now, that is your new normal.
Yes.
Hey, the old times of having a good time are through. They're finished. Finito.
Because if I could add one more point, if they don't give these shots before the end of the year, man, you can only imagine what's going to happen out here, man. People are not going to just get jobs just like that. Once people start to get evicted and these food shortages start to happen, hey, man, don't you understand there's going to be total anarchy in the streets? You people haven't realized that?
Hey, it's already starting to get like that. Hey, with those election results, before they were announced on the 14th, on Saturday in Washington, D.C., you had people on the left and the right fighting each other. There was a shooting and a few stabbings.
True.
That's just over politics. How much more when people's stomachs are touching their backs and their children's stomachs are touching their backs, and they have no jobs to be able to keep themselves afloat, and then they have no house. They're homeless.
They're homeless. This is Isaiah 24:7. It says, the new wine mourneth, the vine languisheth.
Hey, the vine languisheth. The vine of this society. The vine of having a good job. The vine of be able to go out and buy whatever you want. The vine of having a roof over your head, a nice car, having a small business open, etc., etc. It's languishing, as we just read from that article. Around 48% of small business owners don't think they're going to be around for too much longer and be permanently closed. You got an uptick in unemployment filings, and as that Edomite Sarah Groom said, I applied for 100 jobs, but only got a response to one. Hey, no more apple pie and baseball. Hey, that American dream has become what it's always been for the children of Israel, an American nightmare.
That's right. It says, all the merry-hearted do sigh.
Hey, information coming out with an uptick in suicidal thoughts, suicides, substance abuse, even elementary school children contemplating suicide, etc., etc. Nothing good is coming, and it's only going to get worse.
Bitches walking in stores, got to throw little pieces of food in their baby stroller and shit, man.
Women talking about how the money that I do make, I got to pay for it to keep a roof over my head and my car note. If I got to get food or anything like that, there are other means I can turn to make that money. And what are they talking about? Slinging that ice cream.
Eating that corn. It says, the mirth of the tabrets ceaseth. The noise of them that rejoice ended the joy of the heat
the harp.
I'm gonna read that one more time. This is Isaiah 24:8. It said, the mirth of the tabret ceased, the noise of them that rejoice ended, the joy of the harp ceased.
Hey, and those are all musical instruments that you play during celebrations to have a good time, and we can clearly see that all these things are ceasing. Hey, with this past Thanksgiving, a lot of people had to celebrate it over Zoom.
Yeah.
And Christmas is not going to be any better.
That's right.
People don't have money to buy anything for anybody.
Right.
And then after Christmas, that's when they're talking about taking away those government benefits and those eviction moratoriums. So there's your New Year's surprise and prize.
That's right.
From Esau Edom.
It says, they shall not drink wine with a song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it.
Hey, no more going to the bar and having a good time after getting off the job, celebrating promotions or anything like that. They shall drink strong drink, Salakia. They shall drink strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. People are turning to alcohol and drugs to drown out the mental and physical pain they're going through.
Yes.
The isolation, not having a job, not being able to see their family members. Looking out the windows and they're being darkened, not seeing a future for themselves in this country, etc., etc.
That's right.
And as we always say, things aren't even that bad. You can still go to the store and get some kind of food.
Yes.
You can still go on Netflix.
Yep.
You can buy a PlayStation and play a video game.
Yep.
You still have some little creature comforts here and there.
Yes, that's right.
Because the second lockdowns haven't really hit, so some of these places have reduced capacity. But hey, when it gets more stringent out here, and all those things get taken away, the only thing you can do is stay in your house, shaking your legs, looking at the wall. Hey, it's really going to get bad for you.
Absolutely.
Hey, a lot of people are going to delete themselves.
Yes. Because Bill Gates had a quote that said that this place should be shut down till 2022.
2022.
You know?
Restaurants and businesses, bars and places
closed.
like that.
Should be closed, yeah.
Till 2022, even with the vaccine supposedly coming out.
Right.
And then they're talking about new strains that might render the previous shot useless. You can see that the elites are tightening that noose around you people. And ultimately, it's Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai bringing down that bitter judgment for all the wickedness you people have been committing.
That's right. It said the city of confusion is broken down.
And what is Babylon in the Hebrew? Confusion. The United States of America is Babylon the Great. It's broken down, as we're clearly seeing. Again, unemployment claims increasing, small businesses, 48% of them talking about that they foresee them being closed permanently, more stringent lockdowns coming, people reverting to shoplifting just to get the basic necessities of food and baby care products because they don't have the money to afford it, etc., etc.
It says, every house is shut up, that no man may come in.
Hey, again, the grinding is low because the doors shall be shut in the streets. These businesses closing down, and the only thing left are these mega corporations.
Right. It said, there is a cry for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone.
And that crying for wine in the streets is answers. People are wanting answers to what's going on and if things are going to get any better. I noticed that during this first lockdown, you had a lot of people really start to give into and consider so-called conspiracy theories. Everybody's an expert now on the way things are going, but you don't have the real wine, the understanding of these scriptures, the understanding of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Only the elect are going to get that. And for the rest of you people, especially you 2/3, we're about to go into the famine of the word. So even if you wanted to look for the word, you won't be able to find it. So you're just going to be double bad out here.
That's right.
And you're going to have to get it how you live in that day.
You want more on that?
Yeah, finish it out with verse 12.
Okay. It says, "And the city is left in desolation." My fault. In the city is left desolation, and the gates is smitten with destruction.
So on top of the more stringent lockdowns, the vaccine coming, the mark coming, people losing their jobs, people continuing to get on unemployment, suicidal thoughts increasing, substance abuse increasing, even more deadly pestilences killing people off, food shortages, famines, martial law, FEMA detention centers, isolation camps, etc., etc. The city is, what does it say at the end of it?
Oh, my fault. It says, the city is left desolation, and the gates is smitten with
The
destruction.
city is left desolation. The
Gates
gates is smitten with destruction. The cherry on top of all these lamentations, mourning, and woes is going to be those 200 million nuclear missiles that's going to hit this place, turn it into the biblical lake of fire from sea to shining sea, and then that desolate, uninhabitable wasteland afterwards. Hey, so to you sincere Akim out there, as we always tell you, now's not the time to be lollygagging. You should have all 10 toes down in this truth, pushing this word as hard as you possibly can to hope to have that protective hedge of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai over you, because the windows are continuously getting darkened in this place, and there's nothing good coming.
Sure.
Yeah, anything you want to bring out?
Oh, no.
Oh, con. So with that, we hope you sincere Akim are edified by this video. And again, as always, we're going to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who ruled and teach well. And peace and salutations to you, sincere Akim out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure until the end. Shalom.
Shalom.